Hello viewers, Macsen here, back with my third Civilization 5 Brave New World Let's Play. For this game I should be playing as the Japanese civilization on the Immortal difficulty level. I'll also be playing on the new full patch which has recently just come out for Brave New World. It makes quite a few subtle changes to the game, including making changes to the Japanese civilization, and I'll be mentioning a lot of those changes throughout the course of this game. Apart from that though, I'll show you the game's settings that I'm using. If you want to know the reasons why I've picked these settings, you can check out this video's notes. Also there's quite a few useful links in there. Right, apart from that, I should start the game. Okay, I guess I should start by mentioning the changes that have been made to the Japanese civilization in a new patch. They're very much focused on warfare still, but they're now much more of a seafaring civilization. They start with a coastal terrain bias, which means that if you're on a map that has coastal tiles, the settler unit will more than likely start on a tile next to coast. Also, they get +1 culture from each fishing boat and +2 culture from each atoll. So if you have any of those tiles in your game, or lots of those tiles, you're much more likely to get the odd extra social policy. Also, in theory, they should be a bit better at winning cultural victories or even defending against them. Continuing the sea-based theme, the samurai unit is now able to embark and create fishing boats. How useful that's going to be is open to debate in my opinion. You only get the samurai in the late medieval era, and by that time you probably would have wanted to have created the odd fishing boat or two, especially if you capital stats with a lot of fishing resource tiles, because you probably want to start getting that culture up and the extra food up as soon as possible, and the odd extra luxury or two. Also, the Zero Fighter now has added an extra ability of no longer needing oil. It's kind of semi-helpful, but to be honest, the Zero Fighter is probably still one of the worst unique units in the game. It comes really late into the game, and it's just basically a fighter replacement that is slightly better at interception. Certainly not a very good unit. I'm probably going to be going down a domination route in this game because Japan are very much focused on it, but I guess we'll kind of see. So going down the honor tree and autocracy tree may be the path I take. Right, but we'll find out in a bit. So I'll continue our journey and I'll just save the game. Right, it looks as if our starting location, at least long term, is quite rich in production, but at the moment it's quite food poor. I'm going to start by moving my warrior over here. I think I'm more than likely going to settle on this tile. We've got the deer tile there, which gives us a bit of extra production, so I definitely probably want to stay next to that. And we're also on a river, which is obviously very good. Right, so I'll move the warrior here. There's a deer tile down there. We're within 3 tiles of that as well if we stay here. A granary would probably be a good idea in this city. Right, so I've found our first city. We could get some extra culture at some point from those whale tiles. The first thing I'm going to research then is definitely pottery. It's on the way to calendar as well to make use of that sugar resource. It's on grassland, so I don't need mining to chop down the wood, so that's helpful. Production wise, I'm going to start with a scout. Our production actually isn't very good at the moment. I think I'm gonna swap to that tile and lock the city down. Okay, so 5 turns to the next scout. If we'd have started on a hill, we would have had a lot more better production and better defense, but this is alright, good spot still. Right, so this warrior. Right, I'll move on to that grassland, and I think I'll start to move up northwards. Okay, I'm probably going to play about 25 or 30 turns in this opening video. Alright, I think my other scout I'll send up northwestwards. Okay, it looks like there's quite a bit of terrain around here. Very much forested area. We may even be able to get an early wonder potentially here by chopping down some of the forests. Whether or not I actually decide to do that though, we'll have to wait and see. Right, so continue moving on over here. I found a Greeks.
Kaire ke de. Alexandros eimi, hyoston anakton kai ekonos ton theon.
Right, Greeks are very much a very good at AI, so
Ακούω.
certainly not the best of civilizations that I could have started next to. Very much focused on warfare. Right, so next turn. Right, I'll try and find where his capital is, I think. Looks like there's some coast up there. Right, so next turn. This is a continents map, and there are 7 civilizations on this small map, so I added an extra AI nation. It's going to be a bit harder to achieve a domination victory because of that, but anything that makes the game a bit harder is probably a good thing. Right, so warrior can come down there. Right, next turn. The sea is set to low, so that means there's going to be a lot more terrain now. Okay, right, let's start coming down here, go on the hill. It's very much forested, this map is so far. Right, next turn. Right, we've got more sea-based resources down here, so I'm more than likely going to want a city over in this direction at some point. King Solomon's Mines. That's an amazing natural wonder. We actually had that in the first Civilization Let's Play that I did, so I'm probably going to want to make a city over here somewhere, maybe that hill to get the truffles and the bananas and King Solomon's. Depends where the Greeks are though. Okay. Right, next turn. It's starting to look like quite a large continent this is. Right, so the next... Right, put on that tile. And this warrior come down here. Right, next turn. Right, we've got pottery up and running.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
Settlers, so there's Panama City over here. First to find them, an extra 30 gold. Got to make a decision about whether I want to build a shrine and get a religion in this game, I think, in a second. Yeah, more whales down here. I think it's sadly out of the range of the capital. Not sure where the Greeks came from then exactly. Right, next research. I could go calendar to get that sugar up and running. Definitely need to get mining to chop down some woods in a bit though, but I think I'll go calendar for now. Okay, so next turn. Right, someone's founded a pantheon, unknown civilization, and they've picked the culture from jungles. There is a bit of jungles around here, so that would be useful for us. Right, so scout can come up here. This one, I guess send it up here as well. Right, so there's a big mountain range up here, which means it's quite, Kyoto's quite safe from any civilizations up north potentially. Right. Okay, so what do I want to build here? We're on a continents map, so the civilization that actually had that religion may not definitely have, well, it may not be on our landmass, so I think I'll go shrine for the moment. Not sure how useful that's going to be, to be honest. To be honest, there's not an awful lot of faith tiles that I could get for a pantheon, so the chance of me actually getting to a religion first is probably quite unlikely. I think I'm going to change that then. I'm going to make a worker. Right, and next turn.
Im Namen des großen deutschen Volkes heiße ich euch willkommen.
Right, so we found the German civilization, and they've had a few changes in the patch as well.
Vorwärts.
Okay. So we've got two very much war-focused civilizations quite near to us. It's probably not good for us. So I'm definitely going to have to build up a half-decent army at some point. We've got spices just out of range of our capital. And this warrior can continue coming down here. We found Brussels, but second to find them. Probably the Greeks found them first, I guess. Right, so Brussels. There's quite a few decent city spots around here. This could be quite a tough game though, potentially. Right, so this scout can go and nick that ruin. Got an extra population in our capital, that's very useful. Scout can continue coming up here. Still need to bring this warrior back, especially if that worker's getting done. That on food maybe? Okay, next turn.
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses
Yeah,
Angebot
I'll accept
sorgfältig
that.
prüft.
Bit dangerous letting him know where my capital is though, but I think his scout was quite close to it, wasn't it? So he probably knows anyway. Germany have the ability to create an army very quickly because of their special ability. I'll just show it to you quickly. Where is it? They now have a 67% chance of getting an extra unit from barbarian camps. That's a change in a patch. Also, they no longer have Landsknechts. They have the Hansa, which basically means they get a bit of extra production when they're trading to city-states. And the Landsknechts units now actually in commerce. You can get it as the second policy in that tree. You have to have the tech though, of course, which comes in civil service. It's probably quite a good social policy to take if you're someone like Venice, perhaps. They very much benefit from the commerce tree.
भारतीय जनता की ओर से मैं आपकी ओर दोस्ती का हाथ बढ़ाता हूँ.
Right, we found the Indian civilization. So we've got two warmongers and one peaceful guy, unless he gets nukes. Right, so Scout has found Vatican City. Going after religion might be an idea actually now, because we've got a bit of extra faith. Did Gandhi get a bonus? Or Pantheon? No. So it wasn't Gandhi who got the religion, and they go for religion quite a lot. Right, I think I'll send a scout back down here. Try and find the Greeks up there. This warrior. Come over here. Okay. Right, I think I need to evaluate whether or not I'm going for religion, so I'm just going to take a second. I think going for religion here would be a mistake, so I'm not going to, even though I've got that extra faith here. And there are 3 civilizations on this continent, and only one of them tends to go for religion. The thing is, there just aren't the tiles that provide faith. With the various Pantheon options, like Tundra tiles, or this Desert Folklore, there just aren't those type of tiles on this map. So I can't get the extra faith, and there's no natural wonder that provides faith either. Right, so I'll continue down the path I'm going. Next turn, need to get that worker up quickly. It would be nice to steal a worker from a city-state as well, but that might not be the best of ideas. I don't particularly want to anger these guys, and yeah, I'm building a worker anyway, so... Right, so the scout can come up here. We found the coast on the northern side. Okay, this warrior can start to come back to help out or protect that worker. Right, next turn. Right, can't go any further over there. Maybe I should bring my scout back to find out what's over here. So, just delve into the Vatican for a second. Right, I can come up here. Not entirely sure where my next city's gonna be next. Not even sure what social policy I'll be picking either, actually. Okay. Definitely need to get my warrior back over here for these barbarians. Okay. I think it's a good chance I'll settle near to the Solomon's mines. It's such an amazing production boost it gives. And it'd be really nice to have a productive city up quite early. Right, so next turn. Gandhi doesn't tend to expand very quickly, so arguably I can take my time about going westwards, and even if he does expand, it'd be much more easy to take cities off than Greece or Germany. Okay, the scout can continue back down here. This warrior, considering how quickly we found Greece, we still haven't found out exactly where they are, which is a bit surprising. Right, next turn. Okay. Germany and maybe all the way up to the northwest then, or maybe they're here. India has got a settler out already.
So teach us to number our days, so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Okay, and our scout can... This barbarian's a bit in the way at the moment. It's a really slow start so far getting this worker up and out, but starting location wasn't that great. Okay, so next science I'll go for mining. Okay, next turn. If I settle down here, calendar will help out with the truffles. I think I might use the warrior to explore around there. So I'll come up this way with the scout. Right, we found Lake Victoria. It's quite a cool little spot there, just right next to the mountains. Scout, right, we finally found Greece. So they're on the edge of the continent basically. So there could be a race to get certain resources over here. May want to consider building a settler relatively soon then. Okay, next turn. Right, so need to find out what's in that fog. Almost definitely a barbarian camp. And this scout can continue coming up here. It is starting to look like the Germans are either down here or over there. Right, next turn. Looks like the Indians are gonna settle near to Lake Victoria. Got a huge food bonus from that as well. Right. Right, so there's a German unit up there, so maybe they're up here. Possible. We've only found 3 city-states as well at the moment, so there aren't many on this continent. There's 14 in total, so there's a heck of a lot more to find. Continent maps can often have only 2 continents, so it's possible all the other 3 are on the other continent, or it may even be more than 2 continents. It kind of depends. Okay. Right, it looks as if Alexander's gone down the honour route, by the fact he's got a great general already. Germany got quite a few units already. It's a decent chance. It looks starting to look as if there could be an early war with Germany against India. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alexander goes after me at some point. And then probably whoever wins those 2
The meek shall inherit the earth, but not its mineral rights.
one of the civilizations who wins those 2 wars will end up dominating this continent. Okay, so I guess I'll kill him off. Right, Kyoto is gone up in population. Science, right, I think I'm actually going to take a second to figure out if I'm going to make a settler or not. Okay, I think I am going to make a settler at this point. There's a decent chance that Greece is going to beat me to the spot somewhere to get King Solomon's mines, I'm afraid. But I still think I should definitely try and go for it. So Kyoto, production-wise, build a settler. I need to move all these round so they're focusing on production. So I'm getting +7. I think that's the best I can get still. Should do that one though, because I get a bit of extra gold. Okay, can probably use this work to chop some tiles down as well. I should do that. Right, so bring that worker over there. I think I'm going to play up to about turn 30 before I call this a video as well. Right, so Germany are up there. I'll make actually masonry. I think I'll go masonry next. Gonna want to get my city walls up as soon as I've built the city. Right, so the scout can explore down here. There's no sign that I've got a settler though, so that's good at least. Right, so next turn. That's 15 turns, a long time though to get a settler up. Expect it to be that long when you've only got 3 population. World's busiest people. I mean, we've only got 5 production. Right, social policy. I think I'm going to go. It's looking like I'm going to have a smaller empire here. So I think I'm going to go tradition. There's a high chance that I'll end up going down the honor tree a bit later on though. Right, so tradition. Right, so the scout to exploring. Asking this one, they're trading already. This worker can chop, and this warrior. Oh, still a ruin there. Glad I decided to move him up there. Right, so next turn. Should probably bring this warrior back down here to try and get in the way of any potential Greek settlers moving over towards the area, but it's probably going to be too late for that. Right, so this scout. Right, and next turn. Loads of barbarians over here already. It's not going to help us. No sign of a German settler yet. So they're probably the civilization that tends to make cities the least has the most cities, which is very unusual. Brussels has a worker. I'm tempted to actually steal that. Right, so next turn. We're doing so bad because getting things up and running because our city location is poor at the moment. So I definitely need an extra worker. Been a bit of a slow start. Right, so they're not going to be moving that worker out until that barbarian's dealt with though. I think I'm going to chop another tile. This is on river, so I'm going to want to chop that. Right, so next turn. Yeah, we'll accept. With extra gold won't do us any harm. I've got 203 gold at the moment. I think I'll probably be buying up quite a few tiles with my first or my second city to try and get some of these, so I'll probably keep that saved up for the time being. Right, it's a barbarian camp down there. This can chop. And next turn. Right, that worker may come out now, hopefully. They're probably after that barbarian will probably have to get killed though before they do. I think I'll bring a scout back rather than get trapped by the culture up by there. This unit can move back into the city radius. Okay, I think that's about it for this video though. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to leave a comment or a question, please do, and I'll make sure I reply to all of those. Also, if you're new to the channel, you may want to subscribe. There's lots of other content on the channel. There's a couple more Brave New World Let's Plays with Arabia and Sweden. There's also an Endless Space Disharmony Let's Play and a Europa Universalis 4 Let's Play. And there'll be many more different games coming on the channel in the future. Apart from that though, I'd like to thank any of you who favourite or share or comment on or like any of my videos. It helps me and my channel out a great deal, and I'm very grateful to those of you who do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.